Tower, where Ray and Jim Brown met with President-elect Donald Trump to discuss job creation in the African-American community. Ray, you grabbed a lot of headlines yesterday. What exactly did you discuss, and what was your takeaway from the meeting?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things we discussed was that me and Jim were not there for an ask. We were there to really tell and explain to Mr. Trump where we were going and where we were headed and where we thought Afro-American and urban neighborhoods needed to be. And one of the things that he was really interested in is the America I Can program. So Jim has been having this program since 1988.
Jim Brown, yeah.
Jim Brown started this program since 1988. And so when Trump started to hear about it, when Trump people, because there's about 20 of them sitting in there with us at the whole time, and they started speaking about the job creations and all the things that Trump wanted to do, which aligns directly with what we're trying to do, right? With totally giving back and just changing what has never been changed. You know, you go all the way back to, we were talking about $22 million that's been spent on poverty since President Johnson. Since Reagan said that he was going to cure poverty won, right? With $15 trillion in trying to solve poverty. We have not solved that yet. And one of the biggest issues is because a lot of people aren't connected to those places. Like, you have to be in those places. You have to, people have to recognize you. They have to trust you, right? And then when you're asking people to trade in those lives, like, that's huge, Chris, because then it goes from an ask to saying, listen, bro, we're trying to not only save your life, we're trying to save many lives, because you guys are affecting kids after kids after kids.
Generations.
As a generations. And so, you know, when Jim called me and said, listen, we need to go talk to Trump, I said, well, we need to tell him everything then. We need to tell him how rough it really is.
And he gave you the floor.
Yes, yes.
And he sat back and listened.
Absolutely.
Did he pepper you with questions? Was he engaged?
Yeah. Well, he was more than engaged. I think everybody around the table was engaged purely because they were really excited that they don't have to pretty much create that type of vehicle.
The vehicle's there.
It's already there.
You need help, capital.
Governmental, absolutely. Because the problem is, once you get the government behind you, if you know in these urban neighborhoods that's broken down, Miami, Chicago, Cleveland, I can go Baltimore, all the way down. It's lack of development. And so how do you keep the money in the communities?
Right. Teach a man to fish.
Absolutely.
Is what you guys want to do. I want to ask one quick follow-up, Ray, and you don't have to give us the exact answer. You only got 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you personally like Donald Trump?
I tell you what I did like. I like that out of all things, when I sat there and looked at him as a man in the eye, I felt that he would push this initiative forward. And if nothing else, that's what you go there for. When I shake a man's hand, I look a man dead in his eye, and I take a man exactly for his word. And for him to say that day, listen, I'll put my own money behind this.
He said that.
Absolutely. Listen,
behind job creation.
Yo, but absolutely in urban neighborhoods, because that's what the whole focus is.
That's what it all amounts to.
All amounts
economic empowerment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jim Brown has told you personally he wants you to take the mantle from him and kind of be that next athlete activist on behalf of the African-American community. Are you ready for that responsibility?
Well, it's been a few years now, Chris. So it's been, oh man, I've been up under his wing about 7, 8, 9 years. And so I've been sitting right up in these hills, and most of the time I treat him just like a father. So I call him Papa Brown. So when he talks, I sit on the floor while he's sitting on the couch, because I like to look up at him. You know, old school, where they put their hand on your shoulder and all these different things. And so what I started to ask him was, Papa, what does this look like? Because I know what I'm already doing, but how do I extend that? And then when he started to teach me how to extend it is certain partners and people that he's been working with for years. And so when you start to go in these communities, Chris, one thing you have to do is you have to be well respected when you go into these communities. Because they're not listening to everybody.
And they've been burned before.
Listen, and programs, if you come in there with a program, they're telling you to get the heck on. Because they don't need programs,
All right, to LeBron James.